I'm here with head football coach John Reiners after a 36-10 Swarm Days victory over New Mexico Highlands. Coach, first half, the offense kind of struggled a little bit, defense held it together, and then the rushing game just took over in the second half. Can you just walk us through the game?
Yeah, that first half, we were moving the ball well offensively, just weren't getting points. It was 10-7. We had almost 280 yards on total offense. Our defense did a tremendous job of keeping us in the game. Anytime they got close to, kind of getting a resurgence of something going on, we got a pick, we got an interception, two of those in the first half, which I thought was huge, and the pressure they put on them really didn't let them establish any type of running game. So our defense obviously just kept us in it, and we had a couple tip balls, which we got to have our offensive line get the hands down. We got to make sure we're catching. We had one where we just didn't take a good angle. We weren't aggressive to the ball, and we got that pick. Then we put the ball on the ground down here, and those things were hurting us. We talk about it every week. Turnovers, man, that can't happen. And our defense kept us in, and in the second half, we just started leaning on our run game. Offensive line did a tremendous job, and we just kept putting it together.
Fidel Paris broke the school record for rushing yards today. It was 1968 was when the record was set. In 2016, he just broke it. Can you talk about Fidel and his work ethic?
Oh, Fidel, does a tremendous job. He prepares himself so much in the offseason to be able to handle 31 carries and a 244-yard game, but his backups were able to come in and spell him and keep him fresh for the whole entire time. And then our offensive line, just did a tremendous job. They wanted to keep running the ball more the first half, and we talked about that, and we just talked about it as a staff. What do we need to do to make sure they're not really hadn't been stopping us as far as running the ball? What can we do that we can just be able to establish the run and just stick with it? And obviously we did it. I think it's every offensive coordinator's dream to just be able to continue to run the ball. We're able to do that. It just takes pressure off our whole offense. But very proud of the whole team, the defense, and then the offense, the way they responded that second half.
Next week you got Colorado Mesa coming in. They're undefeated on the season, #1 in the RMAC. What do you got to do to get ready for them?
Oh, we got to have a great week of practice. I mean, we talked about it. They're the best on paper. They're the best that's shown on the field. They beat everybody. Coach Martin does a tremendous job. Every year they've been climbing the ladder of got picked second this year. Obviously they beat Pueblo, they beat Mines, but our deal is our guys know what it feels like to win, and we want to be that program that can win those type of games. Well, if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best, and we got the best coming into town next week, and so we're gonna have a great week of practice. These guys are excited about that. We set ourselves up with a 4-1 record, beat some teams, but now we got the best team coming in here. We got to have a great week. We got to continue to do all the things that have made us successful these first 5 weeks, and get after it. And our guys they're excited about it. They know what's at stake this next weekend, and I know they'll be up to the challenge. It's going to be great. And I'll tell you what, how about our crowd? Had 2 great crowds the first home games, and they got the best team coming in. I expect this to be a packed house next week, for this showdown and a great week of football, or a great weekend of football, and I'm excited and looking forward to it.
All right, congratulations, Coach, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.